fellow builders, welcome to an unexpected update. I was actually finishing up on Thor's hammer. The major parts of it are done, but it still needed the strap. And so I just went to the store and I got some leather strap, folded, cut it, took a piece of paper to make sure that I at 3/4 unit, make sure it fit in there the way it's supposed to. You know, I had plenty of room. Laid it down. I, I made a couple of decisions. So normally I use an X-Acto knife. This small X-Acto knife. I like the little blade because I always thought, hey, that's what all the professional modelers use. But I'm finding I like this one better. Bigger handle, more grip, bigger blade. And this is what I use to cut my leather. Don't normally work with leather, and so this whole experiment it's been a learning process. I wanted the leather to look a little bit more worn. If you look at if you get into it and actually look at the leather, that the strap, there's some writing on it, and didn't want to go that deep into it. For me, the more important part of the hammer is the rest of it, the paint job and everything. The strap, I don't want you to be distracted by the strap. That's just me. But I wanted to make the strap look like it was supposed to be there. And so this, look at that. I mean, that's a clash. It just looks like a brand new strap on a, supposed to be old hammer. And so I wanted it to look weathered. Got on YouTube and looked up some techniques. I don't have any burnishing tools or anything. And I finally came up to a guy. You can do it with beeswax. And so I asked, this is mediocre modeler, hey, do you have any beeswax around? And she did. This is what I did. I took a little bit of beeswax, just 1 cup's worth, and I found a metal tin. And I just used the lid. You can kind of see there. So I put the beeswax in there, took my heat gun, and I melted it. Then I took my leather strap and I dipped it into the beeswax. All right. Then it solidified on here white. Of course, because there's way too much on there. So I set it down on the desk again, took my heat gun, heated it up to where it started melting. Then I took this piece of wood, and this isn't just any old piece of wood. This was a shelf, but it had a rounded edge. And I just started working the wax into it. I thought I had a similar, since my desk is wood, this is actually a solid core door. But since it's wood and it's been well used in the corners around it, at first I was doing it like this. And that was kind of working. It was kind of working. This worked much better. But so I did maybe about a 5-6 inch section, worked it, pulled it down, dipped it, worked it, went on, and the end result is it looks more worn. Looks like years of hands gripping and oils from hands smoothing it out, because I can imagine it might have started out looking like that, but in the end it's going to look like that. So I think that's a dramatic difference for what I need it for. I mean, I wouldn't want to make a belt or something substantial out of it. But for my purposes, this works just fine. I did have to, I am learning one other tool with technique, which is called skiving, because what I want to do is feed it through and have the two ends meet and have this joined in underneath the handle. And it's really tight, so what you have to do, I've learned it's called skiving, and you just basically take like top layers off. And ideally what you want to do is take enough off the top of one and the bottom of the other that you can lay them on top of each other with the contact cement, and your joint here is the same thickness as this. I'm just using my X-Active with a brand new blade on it. Just laid it down and just slowly worked it, you know, however I could get it. And it's there. It's where I need it to be. Like I said, it's not perfect, but for my purposes, it'll work just fine. So I will get this glued down and I'll show you a picture and we'll take it from there. Here we are with the final show and tell, just as a reference. This is what it came out originally, and this is what we ended up with. And that's perfect. What I also, like I said, after it was skived, I laid the two pieces over like that and glued them together, and then I pulled them to where this joint is underneath this. In theory, I should have probably put some more contact adhesive on there before I pulled it through. I can always pull it out, put some on there, and slide it back. But for the most part, it's fine. Now, it was still kind of in this configuration, so overnight, I just found a hook to hang it on, and that now that we've got our hang the way we're supposed to. I'm happy with it. Now we can call her done. And we're going to move on to the next. I did finally get Stormbreaker going. And here's the axe handle. We're gonna work on that. So look for that video here in the near future. But until then, we'll see ya. Thanks for checking in.